We can make our programs even more advanced by adding in extra tests into our program. For example, let's say we wanted to make a program that checked for a user's age and then asked for their gender. Let's say that we were creating an ad that only targeted males over the age of 18. In order for our program to run successfully, both tests need to return the value of true. The operator that we are going to be using in order to achieve this is the AND operator represented by two ampersands. So let's say that we wanted to make a program that only worked if the age of the user was between 20 and 50. Here's the code that we could use to achieve that. What this is checking for is if the visitor's age is greater than 20 but also less than 50. Both have their own true and false values, but since we are combining them together, they both need to be true in order for the program to run. In other words, for both to be true, the user's name needs to be between 20 and 50. Now we know how to check a condition to make sure that multiple tests are true in order for it to run. But what if we had a program and we only need one test out of, let's say, 3 to be true in order for it to run? For this, we would use the OR operator. Let's say an example, we want to target people aged either 20 or 25. Either or age will work in our situation. So let's take a look at a piece of code that will actually work this way. What this line of code is saying is that if our visitor's age is equal to 20 or 25, then this test equals true. With this operator, we just need one test to be true in order for our program to run. If one of these conditions is true, then the whole condition as a whole is true as well, even if one of them ends up being false. So going back to the start, let's create a statement that will only run if our user is male, but also over the age of 19. Remember, because we need both conditions to be true for our program to run, we need to use the AND operator. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a variable and prompt the user and ask them for their gender. Now before we create our second variable, we're going to have to do something to our gender variable. Because our visitor might type in gender with capital letters or type in gender with one capital letter, we're going to have to take that value from that string and send it to all lowercase just in case if our user types gender with a capital letter or uses all caps. We still want this program to work. We're adding extra functionality by doing this. So whatever the user types as their gender, it's going to then be created to all lowercase. So then we create our variable visitor's age. Again, we will prompt our user asking them for their age. Okay, so we're ready to start our conditional statement. So we'll start off by typing if. What we're going to do is write our visitor's gender equals male. Remember to use the triple equals operator. And because we're sending our string to lowercase, we need to make sure that this value is all in lowercase. After that, we put in an operator, and we're going to write in visitor's age. And this needs to equal to the value of 19. Or over the age of 19. So we'll make a greater than or equal to 20. So again, this is a little bit lots to take in, but just read it through slow and practice it, and you will understand everything that it means. Now we need both these conditions to be true in order for our program to run. So now we're going to actually write our code that happens if the conditional statement is true. So we're just going to put an alert box and type in a message here that's going to let our visitor know that they are qualified for our free offer. Now, if the visitor is not a male or let's say they're not the age of 19 or older, then this is the code that's going to be outputted. Now keep in mind, because both conditions need to be true, a visitor can be male, but if their age is not over 19, then the program again is not going to be true. And we're going to run through this example a couple times just to show you the different outcomes of what will happen. So I think our program is pretty much good to go. So we're going to give it a run and see what happens. Just going to adjust everything a little bit better here so you guys can see the screen. Alright, so something's not happening here. There's an error in our code. Aha! I forgot to put an equal sign for our first variable. Okay, so now we run the program and now we can see that it works. So let's type in our gender. I'm going to go with male. Notice that I type it in capital letters because I want to demonstrate you that the toLowercase function will let our program run true. And we can see here that when both values are true, the program runs correctly. If we type in male, but let's say we're not over the age of 19, the program will not run. It will be false. Again, if we type in female and we're not over the age of 18, or even if we are, the program is still going to run false. Both conditions in our case need to be true. So this is the cool thing about adding multiple tests to a single condition in a JavaScript program. We can add many depths and layers to our programs and make them run a lot better by doing so. We're almost done working with conditional statements. Let's get ready for the conditional statement challenge.